Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to show you how I achieve these loose beachy waves, this kind of like effortless, undone type of hairstyle that is super popular now. Nowadays, if you go on Pinterest or Instagram, any photos that you see of hair, they all kind of have this same hairstyle. So I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you how you can achieve this hairstyle. Even if you have never curled your hair ever before in your life, you have no idea how to use a curling iron. So if you want to see how to get to this hairstyle, then just keep watching. So starting off, I am just going to brush through my hair, make sure I don't have any tangles in it. I do have tape and extensions, so you can see my extensions at the bottom do have like some old waves from earlier this week. And then the top part of my hair I just washed this morning, so this has like nothing. It's a little frizzy. If you guys would like to see a video on how I wash my hair with tape and extensions, let me know and I will definitely do that. So before we actually start curling, I am going to apply heat protectant. This is super important, especially if you are going to be applying heat to your hair on a regular basis. You want to be using a heat protectant because otherwise all that heat styling will damage your hair over time, especially if you have hair extensions or color in your hair. And the heat protectant that I use is the Sebastian Trilliant. This is a professional salon quality heat protectant. You want to make sure that the heat protectant you're using actually is working and protecting your hair. A lot of the cheap drugstore ones are very watered down and they really don't do anything. So a good way to test if you actually have a good effective heat protectant is to spray a little bit on your wrist or on the back of your hand and then point your blow dryer at it. If it feels super hot, then your heat protectant isn't doing anything. It should almost actually give like a cooling effect, and you should be able to feel like the spot where you sprayed the heat protectant should not feel as hot as the rest of your skin. So do that little test, see if what you're using is actually good or not. So I just section my hair down the middle like this, and sometimes I will clip some of it up and work section by section. Sometimes if I'm just in a rush, I will just go and grab a few pieces. For the sake of the video, I will just section it a little bit. So I'm just going to take the one half of my head, split it in two. Now for my curling iron, the one that I have is by the brand Cricut. This is their Ultra Smooth. It really doesn't matter the brand that you use. There's tons of drugstore ones that work amazingly well. The most important thing is you want to make sure you're using the correct sized barrel. This one in particular, I believe is 1.5, maybe 1.25 inches. The smaller the barrel is, the tighter your curl is going to be. And obviously these are supposed to be loose beachy waves. You don't want them to be super tight. So go with a larger barrel. And then I like to just start from the back, so that way as a piece is done being curled, I can just throw it to the back. So it's out of my way and I can kind of stay organized and I can just easily see what's already been curled and what's not. When you're grabbing your sections, a good way to tell is hold your barrel up to it. Your section should be just about as thick as the barrel of your curling iron. That's a nice easy way to judge. So I'm going to grab that. And then you want to make sure that you're wrapping the hair in the correct direction. When I'm doing these beachy waves, I do all of the curls in the same direction and I do them all going away from my face. But you want to make sure when you're doing this that you're not trying to wrap your curl this way. You see how then it's wrapping around the clamp? And then that's going to create that weird dent in the hair. You want to make sure you're going with the direction of the barrel. So the easiest way to do that is hold the curling iron in your hand like this and use your pointer finger, not your thumb, your pointer finger to open up the clamp. So on the left side of my face, the clamp is going to be facing forward towards the mirror. My pointer finger, open it up, clamp down at the top and wrap around. You see how this is going with the direction of the barrel? It's not going against the clamp, so I'm not going to create any dents in my hair. That was always like my biggest mistake when I was first learning how to use a curling iron. I was going in the wrong direction. So now I just wrap around, twist. I'll break it down a little bit more with the next piece. Wrap, twist, wrap, and then at the end, I just pull it through, pull it straight down. Throw it behind me. Don't touch it, let it cool. So now let me explain, let me break that down. Curling iron facing the mirror, pointer finger on the clamp. Open it up. So now I'm gonna rotate the curling iron once. So I rotate it once all the way around so that the clamp is now facing the mirror again. I kind of, like I'm just doing like little pulses on the clamp. Untwist. Rotate again. So little pulses to kind of pull the iron down the strand a little bit, or down the section. Rotate, pull down. Facing the mirror, pointer finger on the clamp. Clamp down on top, rotate, pulse, pull it down a little bit, uncurl it. You're never opening the clamp all the way though, because you want to keep the hair on the iron the whole time. So again, I'm wrapping it, doing like a full rotation, bringing it down a little, pulse, pulse, bring it down, and then I'm like unwrapping that. Rotating again, kind of bringing it down. Hands not on the clamp, I'm not unclamping, I'm just releasing it from being wrapped around. And then at the very end, I just pull straight. Because I do want the ends to be straight. Having those ends a little straighter and not curling all the way down to the very end of the piece is what gives it that really like beachy, effortless kind of look. Just pulsing. You want to be careful by your ear that you don't touch your ear with the curling iron. Pulse. And I'm not like holding it there for long, just a few seconds. So there we go. There is one section done. And I'm still not going to touch it. I'm just going to throw it behind me. And I'm going to move on to my next section. So I'm just going to speed through this part because it's the exact same thing that I just did with the first section. So now one half of my hair is basically done. I think I am going to go back through and kind of recurl just like some of these very top pieces, just because I have the tape and extensions. Sometimes I need to do like a little bit of extra curling to really like blend them in. But now moving on to the other side, it's going to be the exact same thing, but sometimes I have a little bit of a brain fart on this side when it comes to wrapping in the right direction. Because remember, like I said, you don't want to be wrapping your hair going against the clamp because then it'll create those weird creases. So pointer finger on the clamp. Now this time you want to wrap your wrist a little bit so that the barrel is pointing towards you. And then turn it. And then same thing. Literally just hold it there for like a second or two. Untwist, pulse, wrap, untwist, pull straight down the end. Pointer finger, clamp. Turn it so that the clamp is like facing towards me, and then wrap. Rotate so the clamp's facing me again. Hold it there for a second, untwist, rotate again, pulse to pull it down the strand a little bit, untwist, rotate, pulse, untwist. Oops. If that happens, you can just pick it back up where you dropped it. Pull through the ends. I hope this is making sense because sometimes I'm bad at explaining things. If you have very, very fine soft, smooth hair and you find that your hair has a hard time holding styles a lot of the times, you can spray each section, like after you're done curling it, spray it with a little hairspray before it cools down, like while it's still hot. So like right now that I just finished curling that piece, hit it with some hairspray, so that way it'll help it hold a little bit better. And then like these front pieces, because they're a little bit shorter, I have kind of like a little bit of bangs. I don't have enough hair to like wrap it around too many times, so I just rotate it once and then untwist and just pull down the ends. So now this half of my head has cooled, but I want to go back through and just kind of recurl some of these pieces of like my real hair at the very top, just to smooth them down a little more, make sure that they're blending nicely in with the extensions. Now another really important step is you want to make sure the hair completely cools before you touch it. And they don't take very long to cool off, maybe like a minute or two. But if you start messing with it and brushing out the curls before they've had a chance to fully cool off, they'll kind of just like fall flat and straighten out. They won't last as long. So now you can take like a wide tooth comb. I just take my fingers. My nails are pretty long, so they kind of work. I just kind of pull these curls apart and just loosen them up. And at this point, like while you're doing this, you can add a little more hairspray. You can add some texturizing spray. If you have like a sea salt spray, something like that. I just like to use dry shampoo even if my hair is clean. This will give you a little bit of extra volume, some nice texture, and like very lightweight hold. And I find that it makes my hairstyle last a little bit longer too. My hair doesn't get oily as quickly if I use this like preventatively. So I just kind of, you want to be careful. You don't want to spray too much and give yourself like a white cast. Also just smells really good. This is the Not Your Mother's Beach Babe Texturizing Dry Shampoo, and the scent is toasted coconut, which is amazing. So there you have it. That is the finished style. There's the waves. So you can see the ends are a little bit straight. And what I love about this hairstyle is that it's supposed to look effortless and undone. So I feel like as the day goes on, and even by like day 2 and 3, as the waves start to kind of drop a little more and they just get like more messy, I feel like it just looks even better. So that is it for this video. I really hope that this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.